Welcome back for another video. After some consideration, the free hit chip is active, so in this video I'll run through the draft and why the chip is active. Chips are obviously very team dependent, so as always don't activate yours for the sake of it. But in my case, my non-free hit team had some issues, including starting Weghorst or Gordon and having to start James or take a -4. I also had Barnes, who I'm less keen on after a poor Europa performance where he was hooked at half time. The Premier League made a provisional double Gameweek announcement this week, whereby if Chelsea beat Crystal Palace in the FA Cup, they'll double in Gameweek 34, so the free hit 37 could lose Chelsea players as an option. There's also a chance of City's double dropping into Gameweek 36, which limits the free hit 37 to mostly Aston Villa and Crystal Palace players for the most part. We could of course get a cup upset, which wouldn't be a major issue as there's still plenty of routes to City or Chelsea players. And lastly, I compared the predicted points for my free hit 33 and 37 teams on FPL Review and stood to gain more points using it now. So here's how the draft looks for Gameweek 33 and let me know what you think. Dubravka starts in goal for 2 home games against Leicester and Crystal Palace. Him and De Gea are close on the predicted points for this week, though Dubravka's slightly ahead and he gets the nod. Newcastle were able to shut Wolves out in Gameweek 32, and although Newcastle haven't been the best in defence, it's arguably the best fixture pairing for this double. There's a few single Gameweek players in this draft and Trent is one of them. Liverpool host Man United this game week, and it is a single game week for Liverpool while Man United travel to Anfield on Tuesday after their Norwich game on Saturday beforehand. It's a must-win game for Liverpool and Man United will be without Shaw down their left, which could leave them more exposed defensively, particularly as Shaw hasn't done too badly against Salah in the past. Man City face Brighton at home this game week and they're in the same boat as Liverpool, whereby all games are must-wins. Cancelo is the second top scoring defender this season after Trent, and he's also second this season for expected goal involvement on 8.78 XGI. Telles is top among defenders for predicted points this game week. No one is realistically expecting anything from the Liverpool game, but Norwich at home looks a great fixture and he's got an attacking return in him. Sean remains sidelined and could miss the remainder of the season, so Telles looks nailed for the foreseeable, and he looks worth the punt on a free hit, especially just 1% owned. Salah faces Man United and he produced the joint highest Gameweek score of the season in the reverse fixture, getting a hat-trick and an assist for his 24-pointer in Gameweek 9. Trent and Salah might be able to take advantage of Shaw's absence down Man United's left flank. Despite a drop-off in attacking returns, his underlying numbers are still excellent. Over the last 6 game weeks, he's top in the league for expected goal involvement on 6.32 XGI. Unfortunately, Man City and Liverpool faced one another after the deadline in the FA Cup first before Liverpool faced Man United. Sancho and Fernandes join the team for a double up in midfield. Bruno is among the top this game week for predicted points and he gets the armband. Sancho is 4th for predicted points too, and it's not out of the question for him to get something in the Liverpool game, having returned against Tottenham, Man City and Chelsea this season. Son is the 4th and final single game week player in this draft. He's in sensational form as of late and it's still a strong single game week against Brighton at home. Kane's underlying numbers have been better, but Son is so clinical that he's been the one delivering more over recent game weeks. Martinelli completes the midfield for the double up against Southampton and Chelsea. Arsenal face Southampton, who conceded 6 to Chelsea last game week and they need a response after back-to-back losses. If money was no object then Saka would make the team over him, but Martinelli looks the second best Arsenal option for this game week. Lacazette hasn't been in training for the last couple of days and we don't know whether he'll be back for this weekend or not, and likewise if he's not back, perhaps there's a chance of Martinelli getting minutes up top. The free hit chip always presents an opportunity to take a few one-week punts, and we double up with Wood and St Maximin up top for 2 home games against Leicester and Crystal Palace. There is the option to select Adams over St Max, though my initial thoughts were that Southampton face 2 sides who will feel that they simply have to win their games for their season ambitions. Arsenal must win for their top 4 hopes and Burnley must win to try and stay up. That said, while editing this video, Burnley have announced that they've sacked Daesh and their assistant manager. It's not always easy to predict the impact that a sacking has. In Daesh's case, he was with the club for 10 years and no doubt many of the players will be sad to see him go. Leicester have been poor defensively this season and Palace are notoriously worse on the road than at home. Over the last 6 home games, St Maximin actually has a slightly better minutes per expected goal involvement than Wood too. Let me know what you think of the double up. One notable omission in this draft is Leicester midfielders. Lookman played better than Barnes when he was subbed on at half time in Europa, and Maddison played the 90, so it's hard to see Barnes or Maddison starting both games, therefore they've been ignored completely. Tielemans perhaps could start both, but he has 1 return since Gameweek 16. That wraps up the Gameweek 33 free hit draft. Let me know what you think of the team in the comments. Lastly, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for future content. We'll be live for a deadline stream exactly 1 hour before the deadline. See you then.